It's time for the Savvy Realtor Podcast. I'm Walter Storholt alongside Angie Cole, the owner and broker in charge of A. Cole Realty, serving you throughout the Triangle, teaching you about the ins and outs when it comes to buying or selling a home. You can find the team online by going to acolerealty.com. That's A-C-O-L-E realty.com, or by calling 919-578-3128. That's 919-578-3128. And now it's time for one of the top realtors in the Triangle, Angie Cole, and the Savvy Realtor Podcast. You're listening to The Savvy Realtor with Angie Cole. Local realtor here in the Triangle, of course, has a great team that has just had great success throughout the area. I'm using the word great a lot because it's appropriate. Angie and her team have helped more than 600 families buy or sell their homes in just the past 3 years. She was voted as the #1 real estate agent in Raleigh by Midtown Magazine and #1 in Wake County by the Indy Weekly just last year. And if you want to find out more information about what it's like to work with Angie and the team, you can go to acolerealty.com. That's A-C-O-L-E realty.com, and learn about what it's like to work with one of the best real estate teams here in the Triangle. And each week here on the program, we have a closing recap where we talk about one of the successes that a recent home buyer or seller experienced when they worked with Angie and the team. Maybe some of the challenges they faced, how Angie and the team helped them overcome those challenges. And Angie, who are we talking about this week?
Yeah, so I want to give a huge shout out and congrats to James and Carla. And it's only fitting that we met them through the radio show.
Well, how about that? That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so, thank you for listening and for actually contacting me. So we had the opportunity of meeting with them, and not only did we help them with buying a home in Fuquay, they actually closed on their new custom-built home about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but also we helped them with selling their home in Gardner. And when it came to selling their home, we ended up getting multiple offers for them, sold it super, super quick, and they closed on their sale this week. So just a huge congrats to James and Carla. They were absolutely amazing to work with. I was so it was such a pleasure being connected with them through the radio show and being able to assist them with both their buy and their sales side. So I know they are super excited, super happy to be in their new home in Fuquay, and they're, pleasantly surprised with the outcome of their sale.
That is very cool. Congratulations, guys, and thanks for calling into the show and getting in touch with Angie and going through that process, and glad that you got a successful home closing both on the buy and the sell side. That is fantastic. So if you want to see what it's like to work with Angie and her team, once again, I do encourage you to go to acolerealty.com. It's a great place to start your search for a home or to get in touch with the team via the web. You can also call or text Angie directly. That's right. You can just send Angie a text. Start a conversation that way. 919-538-6477. That's 919-538-6477. Call Angie Cole at that number and talk about what you're looking to do when it comes to buying or selling here in the area. And last but not least, a great way, if you're thinking about selling in particular, a great first step to take if you're maybe not ready to pick up the phone and call or have that direct conversation, but you want to kind of take those first steps when it comes to selling your home. Angie, I know that a lot of folks do this each week here on the program, and that's finding out, how much their home is worth, what their potential value is. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, most definitely. So, that's one of those things that sellers always ask us is, well, what is my home worth? Because oftentimes it doesn't make sense for them to make a move unless they can net a certain amount, right? So if you are thinking about selling your home and you want to get an idea of what your home is worth in today's market, I would love to share with you our neat tool that we have, and it's as simple as pulling out your smartphone. So on your smartphone, just text the word listing to the phone number 555-888, and from there we are going to text you back with a link. Make sure that you click the link, you input your address, and from there we will share with you what your home is worth. So once again, if you're thinking about selling your home and you want to get an idea of what your home is worth in today's market, just text the word listing to the phone number 555-888.
It's all you have to do. Very easy to find out that potential home value. Again, just text the word listing to the number 555-888. We'll text you right back with a quick link that you put in your home's information into, and you'll find out that potential home value. It's that easy. It only takes 20 or 30 seconds to complete, and you'll be well on your way to getting that great information. Great first step if you're thinking about selling your home in the near future. Just text the word listing to the number 555-888. Much more coming up on today's show. You're tuned in to The Savvy Realtor with Angie Cole. More on the way.
It's time for the mailbag. We want to hear from you.
Drew in Fuquay has a question for us. Drew says, I recently purchased my first home. It's just me and my dog Reno. I plan on being here for a while, and I'd like to do some renovation work. I know you've talked about being careful over upgrading a home, but I just want to do it for fun. Would I really be shooting myself in the foot if I made a bunch of changes?
Drew, I feel like there's not a right or wrong answer to this with answering your question. So, I do say be careful when it comes to over improving your home. And what I mean there is you never want to be the nicest, most expensive home on the block in your neighborhood, because typically you will not get all that money back out of it. But on the flip side, if you plan on being there for a while, you need to enjoy your home, right? So, you know what? I would say run with it and have fun, as long as I've now set that expectation for you that when it's time to sell your home, you might not get the full value back out of the improvements that you put into your home. But you know what? A home is just that. It's called a home for a reason, and you need to make it your own. So if you enjoy doing improvements, doing renovation work, enjoy it and, make it a home for you and your dog.
That's a really good point, Angie and Drew. I mean, have some fun, right? I mean, I guess there's a big difference, Angie, between, hey, I'm going to paint the walls. Like, that's not going to price you out of your neighborhood.
No.
Versus I'm going to add an elevator and,
Sure.
a 6,000 square foot addition into the backyard that I'm going to be the biggest
Right.
home in the, foreseeable distance in the zip code. Well, then that might be, shooting yourself in the foot a little bit there, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's more of if your next step is to quickly sell your home or to do all of these type of improvements or changes in order to sell, that's when I say, let's stop. Let's stop what we're doing right there. Let me give you some feedback. Let me give you some guidance based on your neighborhood and what it can support. But, if you're going to be there for a while, make it your own. Enjoy it. If that's something that's your hobby, that you love doing as far as renovations and just kind of improving your home, have at it. It's a home for a reason.
Yep, it's a really great point. Thank you for the question, Drew. Again, if you want to submit a question, you can do that by going to acolerealty.com. Let's hop over to one here from Sam. Sam is in Apex, and Sam says, we moved into a fixer-upper less than a year ago. Our intention was to spend the next several years fixing it up, but unexpectedly, now we're going to have a baby. It's exciting, but now I just don't see the renovations happening. What tips would you have for us to consider as we maybe turn right back around and sell this home and move into something that's going to have less maintenance and renovations needed? I've heard it's bad to sell a home pretty much right after purchasing it.
Well, first of all, Sam, congrats on the new little one, or soon-to-be new little one. My thoughts are I would go ahead and make the move sooner than later. If you know that it's going to be a hassle and just, stressful for you living in a home, and especially, I'm assuming your wife, for living in a fixer-upper, knowing that a new little one is on the way and you just won't have time to do those items, I would say go ahead and make the move now. I do want to set the expectation for you that, you might be taking a loss. I don't know exactly your specific neighborhood and location, so I can't tell you just, of course, over the radio what type of appreciation or depreciation that you've seen. But that is something I can definitely come by and share with you and show you, comparables and overall net proceeds sheet. But my thoughts are I wouldn't stay put just because you're concerned as far as, is it bad to sell as soon as you have just purchased a home? I would do what's most important for you and your family with, in this current situation.
over in Raleigh, we're getting a question from Lily here. Lily says, I've done everything I can to try to sell my home. I've burned through 3 different agents. I liked the phrasing there. I've burned through 3 different agents. Have repriced the home like 10 times and done everything else I can think of. Other homes in the neighborhood are selling. Mine doesn't seem that different. Am I just unlucky? What could I do to end this frustration and get this thing sold for what it's worth?
Whew. It's my job to be honest and upfront and, educate you, right? The last statement that you mentioned is, to sell this home for what it's worth. And so that makes me only assume that you're probably overpriced, especially if other homes in the neighborhood are selling. Agent is having luck with getting your home sold. And even though maybe you have repriced it like 10 times, I don't know what repricing to you means. That could be, hey, I reduced the price by $100 every single time, because I have seen sellers do that before. But every home will sell if it's being marketed correctly and at the right price point. And, knowing once again that you've already burned through 3 agents, I would assume it's probably not the agents when it comes to, getting your home sold. More than likely you are priced incorrectly for what your neighborhood is stating that your home is worth. So hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm only assuming that's probably the issue here. But if you are thinking about selling your home, which it sounds like, Lily, you want to get your home sold, we have a great tool that we would love to share with you. And so it's as simple as using your smartphone. You can just text the word listing to the phone number 555-888. And from there, we are going to give you an idea of what your home is worth in today's market. And that is really, really important when it comes to selling your home, to make sure that you are being realistic with what the market is telling your home is worth. So if you're thinking about selling your home and you want to get an idea of what your home is worth in today's market, you can text the word listing to the phone number 555-888. And from there, our team, we will text you back. We will send you a link. Make sure that you click that link and you input your address. And from there, we can give you an idea of what your home is worth in today's market.
You've been listening to the Savvy Realtor podcast. I'm Walter Storholt alongside Angie Cole. She's the owner and broker in charge of A. Cole Realty here in the Triangle. And if you have questions for Angie, we invite you to go online to acolerealty.com. Listen to past podcast episodes on the website, read the blog, and all the great information, including the option to find a home right there on the website. That's acolerealty.com. And you can also call Angie with your questions, 919-578-3128.